Don't try to cover someone. I think that's a really important thing. The goal shouldn't be like to sound like this exact vocalist. Like you're always going to sound different. You will need time. You're not going to sound the way you want to sound in like a month or something. And then just push it.
But all the time is getting defeated by their enemies. In this interview series, we sit down with metal vocalists to explore their vocal journeys, techniques and stories, so you can learn from their experiences to fuel your own screaming journey. This is...
Goldene Mitte. Wie machen wir's?
Mitte, also du an Julius Platz.
Okay.
Right, so we have a very special guest with us here. It is...
Hi, my name is Fabian, or most people call me Jochen, of the band called The Narrator.
What kind of music do you make? How would you describe what The Narrator does?
Basically, I think it's metalcore, but a little bit more hardcore influence. But I guess you can call it metalcore.
Tell us about your vocal journey from the beginning, how you ended up where you are. Like, how long did it take you to learn screaming? What is your history, the journey of getting to the point where you are now?
So it all started in 2011, I guess, when I first started doing vocals. I started doing fry vocals and did it with my first band. It was called Frosty the Snowman, like a school project with a few friends. And I did, fry vocals and this one till 2016, 17, when we started the band, The Narrator. And I first tried to figure out like false chord screams because we wanted to give it a little bit more punch, a little bit more bold vocals because like we wanted to be more like a hardcore band. And then I just experimented with like a false chord tone, put some more force into it, and it took me like a year, I guess, and several hours of practicing live performances till I figured out how to do it properly and to sound the way I sound today.
What are your struggles right now, even after 10 years of doing it?
Okay, I actually would like to split it in 5 years each because 5 years I did fry streams and 5 years I do false chord streams. So it's not 10 years for one technique. But I struggle most with breath control because the way I sound like uses very much air, and to search for the breaks, to breathe properly, and to hold screams for a longer time. That are like the main issues I have today.
When we were texting each other, you were like when you scream, it has to, in German you said, es muss richtig scheppern. So I don't know how to translate that into English, but richtig scheppern, does that still mean good technique, but loud and good? Or like, are you more of a guy who goes like, okay, loud, but it sounds good, but technique is more of an afterthought? Like, what's your side? Are you technique driven or sound driven? Maybe we can say it that way.
Yeah. Well, of course, you need some kind of technique, but I guess for me it's more passion over technique. But if you don't have the right technique, you can't do it for a long time. So, and I'm doing this for a long time, and I can stream for several hours before I get sore or something. So, I guess I might have the right technique, but when I'm on stage or in the studio, it's like more passion, and I don't always think about the way I scream or have special techniques in mind, and just go for it and make it scheppern, you know.
Back in the days when you started with screaming and stuff, did you learn it and try it on your own, or did you have like a vocal coach or something? What was like the help for you? the help for you to start your screaming journey? Was it just by you totally on your own, or was it someone else who helped you there, like tutorials or a vocal coach especially?
Yeah, most of the time on my own. When I first started, like in 2011 or 10, 12, whatever, I started with a few friends and just went for the internet coaches and YouTube tutorial stuff. I went to a proper vocal coach once to like practice proper breathing, how to use the diaphragm, and like for the actual basics. But afterwards, I just did it on my own, like practice a lot in the car. I think most vocalists do that because you can't properly do this at home because it's like too loud, you know all your neighbors and stuff. But I never had like a real coaching or something. Like the most stuff I figured out on my own.
That's interesting, okay?
Yeah.
It's really cool, okay?
Thank you.
But we actually heard it also from other bands. Did they just practice trial and error by their own? Like, do it there by their own?
Yeah.
So cool, okay? But also, especially hard, I would say. Like, because if you have not an expert on your side, then it's even harder, right? To learn it.
Yeah, I think so. I guess you can totally save some time if you have someone that teaches you properly. But if you have the time, it works when you do it on your own. But it just takes some time.
Well, yeah, I think you are on a good level right now. So you did.
Thank you, brother.
One more question. At the point where you are now, you sound great. Is there still something? Where you think like, oh, that is a weakness of mine? Like I don't sound that strong in a certain area that you want to improve?
Well, I am pretty confident with my vocals. I am happy with the way they sound. What I want to learn more is like real clean vocals, to like sing more, and a little bit more of that guttural stuff. Like in the band, the way I scream, it's like more in the mid, high range, sometimes some low guttural stuff, but that's not the main thing I do. And that's what actually makes me the most fun, to like do the real evil stuff. And I think I can really improve on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool. All right. You said you're very confident in what you do with your mids. Can you give us some examples? And can you teach us how you do your screams? Because when I listen to you, you put a lot of also your voice into it, which makes it more emotional, makes it sound really impressive and pissed. So when we do our scream, if I compare it to yours, I'm just like it's voiceless, it's pitchless, but it doesn't have the intensity, the drive, that yours has. How do you do it? Can you teach us? Since we do the same technique.
Well, if I can teach you, I can't really tell, but I lose a lot more force and power, and then it sounds like no. That's like the mid stuff I do, and the other thing is just like tongue and mouth manipulation. Like I really have fun with gutturals and tongue rolls, like this stuff. It's just loud, I guess. Grazie.
By far the loudest one we interviewed today.
Yeah.
By far.
If you can make it good, make it loud, I guess. So.
But these are force chord screams that you do right now?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Yeah. Force chord with a little bit of actual voice, I guess.
Can you maybe walk us through how you build your scream? What is your bass distortion sound like? Like build it from the quietest you can do it and then build into it. Like for us, it would be like a. How does it sound for you?
Kind of the same, I guess. I also start with this like sigh stuff. Like this, and then just push it.
What shift? Like, I hear a shift there when you go really loud. How do you do it? Because it sounds so good. Just pressure, just. Is it that?
The way I figured it out for me, I really would love to teach that to you, but I don't know. It's just if I get louder and I just force it a little bit more, it feels very natural for me. It doesn't hurt or something. but actually I don't really know what I do with my throat at this. Sorry. So.
Still fine. Okay. To be honest, I would be a bit curious. I mean, you did not really warm up yourself, but what would be what would be the longest scream that you could do? Like if you scream, like the longest scream per second. Like I know Eric and I, we reach around 5 seconds or something.
5-6 seconds.
Yeah, but what do you know? Do you have a record or something?
No, it isn't really more for me. Well, I can try. I actually never measured it. Because like this, like chest bending, giving up stuff, I can't do this. Like the longest, I don't know. And that's it actually. Like then all the air is gone and yeah.
And with rise screams, is it different for you?
Yeah, that's a lot longer.
Yeah.
But
Can you do it?
yeah, I haven't done this in a long time actually. I tried. But I have to practice this a little bit more. I haven't done this in years, actually.
Like you are a proper music in there, staying on this fucking stage. And Eric and I, we are just beginners, and also a lot of people that are following us, we are just beginners.
Oh.
We have like 3 tips or something that you give to beginners that helps on their journey. Like 3 that help on their journey.
Yeah.
Do you have some tips for us?
Yeah, well, take your time. Don't overrush it. You will need time. You're not going to sound the way you want to sound in like a month or something. Like as you said, I've doing vocals for like over 10 years, and like for the last 2 years or something, I am confident with the style of my vocals. Like I sound the way I always wanted to sound, and I'm happy with what I do. So like, take your time, be passionate about it. Well, watch out for your technique, but like passion is key. Like streaming, like your voice isn't meant to do noises like this, and it's all about the passion. Like be emotional, have some words you want to say with your lyrics. Be patient, yeah, and just listen to your body, I guess. Of course, if it really hurts, stop doing this. Maybe think about it. Get you some help, like a proper coaching or something. But just go for it, take your time. And don't try to cover someone. I think that's a really important thing. Like when I first started, I wanted to sound like this vocalist or this vocalist.
Question.
Yeah.
Does that mean I shouldn't cover Narrator anymore?
Like, yeah, well, that's the thing that is okay. Yeah, look, you totally cover Narrator. Of course, you can cover stuff. Like it's really good to improve your vocals and help you to define your style. But the goal shouldn't be like to sound like this exact vocalist. Like you're always going to sound different, and otherwise you're going to get disappointed or something.
Can you give us some vocals? Can you give us some lows, some mids, some channels, some highs, some blechs? Can you give us a taste of your vocals right now?
Yeah, I can. I'm not going to do a blech because I think this is like pretty stupid to do it straight into the mic. We can go from low to high, I guess. Like the lowest would be tunnel throat, very close mouth shape. Then I would like change to normal gutturals, like with your tongue up against your mouth. When you put the tongue away, like proper mid shouts. And then just go high. Yeah. And that's the most of the range I use.
Can you give us a part of a song?
No. But you're going to experience it live. Okay, I can give you one. Like you know Purgatory, right?
Oh my god.
Like the second verse, I guess.
What's all the time is getting defeated by their enemies?
Oh, like this.
Fuck. It's so good.
They thought the cover was good. Oh.
Yeah. It was, man. It was definitely.
So you go at an insane pace at Purgatory, at some other songs. How do you not lose steam throughout the song? How do you keep the intensity all the way to the end?
That is just practice. Like, find those sweet spots where you can take a breath. And if you like breathe properly, like with your diaphragm, you don't need that big breath take like this. So there's like a small breath like into the diaphragm, totally works. And it's like to search for those little breaks where you can breathe and then just go forward again. Yeah.
Yeah, overwhelmed. It's so nice to see you screaming. It's like such a privilege to see you here screaming in front of us. It's so cool. Something like it's such an honor for us that you are here for us right now. So we want to give you something back. Like if you want to send out a message or something to the people out there, like who start to scream, also where people can find you actually and listen to your music. Just feel free to send a message to the world out there and promote yourself a bit. You deserve it.
Yeah, I more like wanted to promote you guys. Like, make sure to give us support for these amazing screaming dudes. There's like a really interesting channel for me, and as I've first heard of them, that's really cool stuff. If you want to check out my band, we're on Instagram, MySpace, SchülerVZ, like the average social media stuff, you know. Follow us on Spotify, give your music a spin, and make sure to support Screaming Dudes and support the Narrator a little bit. Thank you.
But you also have new music coming up, right?
Yep. Next on end of June, and on September, our first ever long player album is going to drop. There's going to be a heavy hitter, and I'm super stoked when it finally comes out.
Same for us. Like, we can't wait. And we can't wait to see you live in a few minutes. Best of luck. All right. Yeah, thank you. That's it.
Thank you, guys.
Oh.
Such an honor.
Let me check if it recorded all of it.